Now by Scott Grodsky. He knows lacrosse, and we're here to talk about Virginia. Syracuse, again, can't come up with the win at the end. A late charge, but Virginia still gets the best of them. What does this Cavalier team have over Syracuse?
Well, Mike, the Cavalier team played a full 60 minutes. You talk about that late charge. The only reason it was needed is because the Orange went 27 straight minutes in the second and third quarters without a goal. When you don't do that against a good top-tier team like the Cavaliers, you just give them too many chances to catch up. 11 goals really isn't that much against the Syracuse team, and that should be a total that the Orange would be able to win with, but when you have that much time without a goal, it's hard to come back.
Yeah, well, the Orange did start off well. They took a 5-2 lead in the beginning of the game, but what happened? The goals kind of stopped coming.
Well, they started shooting from farther out. That's what the real issue was. The midfield started pulling up from 10, 15 yards out and just firing away. And when you have guys like Dan Hardy and Pat Parrott, that's fine. But guys like Jovan Miller, Max Bartig, first getting assimilated into their roles now, they're not shooters. They should be trying to find the finishers like Cody Jamieson, Stephen Keogh to open up goal opportunities. Against a good goalie like Adam Gittleman, shooting from that far out simply won't work.
And losses are always tough, especially to a team like Virginia, but entering Big East play, what does Syracuse need to do to rebound from this loss?
Well, they need to forget about the loss, and they've done a good job historically of doing that the last few years, losing to Virginia by 1, still come back and win the national title. I talked to some of the players today. They've already put it out of their heads, and that's really all it is you get that loss out of your head, you move on.
All right, now while we have you here, Syracuse basketball and lacrosse, both #1 and suffering some losses. What team will suffer more from losing?
Well, I think the team that suffers most from losing here is the Syracuse basketball team, just because it's so close to tournament time.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Scott, as always. And we already heard from the gruesome twosome of lacrosse analysts, so let's bring the final member of our trio. Amy Hayden takes a look at Syracuse lacrosse coming home to open Big East play against the Georgetown Hoyas.
This weekend, the men's lacrosse team will return to the Dome to take on the Georgetown Hoyas, its first Big East opponent.
Georgetown's a good team, but I feel like we're going to be well prepared for them.
They look like a really solid team. They look like they like to get up and down, so that's going to be right up our alley.
Last week was very good preparation for playing Georgetown this week. I think we see teams with similar styles. They like to push the ball offensively like UVA does. I think they play aggressive defensively like UVA does. And they really want to get out going from defense to offense. They really want to